The following is a Shaw TV sports presentation.
To the 2016 BRIT Palm and Cheerleading competition only on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Janella Hamilton, joined by Alexander Schubert. Alexander, okay, it's an extremely exciting event. I love coming here every year. The atmosphere, look at the crowds of people here. Isn't it amazing? What do you love about the atmosphere of this event every year?
Every year, the cheerleading competition at this event is huge. We have the gym packed, the parking lot is packed, everyone is here to watch the sport, everyone has someone competing. It's a really great, it's super positive environment today.
Absolutely, and I'm excited to be joined by you. Of course, you are the cheerleading expert. You're actually coaching right now at Bedford, but you have been on the mat like many of these cheerleaders. Tell us about that experience when you're out there, you're competing. What's it like?
When you're out there competing, it's honestly amazing. These girls get to show off what they've worked hard on for months on end, and it's really, you go out there, you just do what you know. You're not really thinking about it, you're just performing it. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And right now we're doing the YMCA. That's how much fun's happening right now. All right, now Alexander, we did mention girls, of course, are a big part of this, but there's lots of more guys I'm seeing now as the years go on. You yourself, of course, are a guy, and you're a part of the cheerleading world. What's it like from a guy's point of view being a part of the cheerleading world?
From a guy's point of view, I think it's great. I guess the guys, they end up getting a little more of the showtime because they're looking a bit different than the rest of the girls out there, but I think it's a lot of fun. You get to try a different sport because most of the time boys will stick with boys, girls will stick with girls, and it's just great. You get to meet more people. I don't know. I didn't really see too much of a difference being out there as a guy. You're just having fun with the rest of the athletes.
That's right. You're an athlete like everyone else. All right. Well, we are just about to get started, but we're going to start off our coverage by throwing to a great interview done by our very own Jackie Kripke. Let's take a look.
Working hard behind us is the Bedford Road Senior Palm Squad. I'm here with Carolyn Parr-Hillstad, the coach of this amazing team. Carolyn, you have a bit riding on your shoulders this year. Tell us why.
Well, yeah, we do. We've won BRIT for the last 3 years in a row, and we're coming off a pretty big season last year. So expectations are always high on the kids before they compete in front of their home crowd. It's a big deal to be the home team and defending champs, and we had a really good season last year. So high expectations for them always.
Absolutely. Now, what kind of teams can we look forward to seeing this year? I understand there's Palm, but also a bit of cheerleading. Can you tell us about that?
There are 5 competing senior Palm teams. So, Bethlehem, Tommy Douglas, ourselves, Centennial, and Walter Murray are the 5 teams that are competing. We also have 4 junior Palm teams that will be demoing from Centennial. We have a team, Tommy Douglas and Bethlehem. Bethlehem also has a special needs demo team that will be a highlight for the fans for sure. And then Bedford is also home to our alumni team that will be doing their demo of their routine. So lots of Palm. Then we also have 4 cheer teams, 3 senior and 1 junior from Tommy Douglas Bowman and Marion Graham. They will be demoing. And then there will be Warman, the little babies that audiences love, as well as teams from Willow Grove Elementary and River Heights Elementary.
This is amazing. This is why this competition and the demos have such amazing energy. You've got kids of all ages. all skill levels, and it's incredible to behold. Now, fans love this. Tell me a little bit about the fan response, and also what should people, whether they're watching on Shaw or watching in person, what should they be looking for when they're watching a routine come together?
Well, it's exciting. The fans come early, so for those that want to see it live, they need to get here by, I'd say 11:30 at the latest, because it gets going at noon and it's a packed house. The cheer fans sit on one side and the pom on the other, so we can spread them out a bit. But it's electric. The gym is vibrating and the kids feed off that energy, and I'm always telling them, okay, just focus, stay in the moment, stay with the music, try not to get caught up in the spectacle and the excitement and the energy of the room, but it's hard not to, because it is electrifying to be here in person. For fans watching, the difference between cheer and pom would be cheerleading focuses on the stunting as a highlight, so putting the girls up in the air and doing different skills while they're being held in the air, or tosses, and the way they come down in unison is always such a spectacle to see. They also focus on tumbling, which there are a lot of tumbling skills that pom teams are not allowed to do. So in our rules, we are allowed to do lifts, so you might see a team do a lift or so, maybe us. We might try one this year, and we're allowed to do a little bit of tumbling, but certainly nothing to the caliber that cheer teams are expected to do. We're a pom team, so audiences should be looking at what do we do with our poms. We have two colors, and so the trick is, can you exchange them? Can you toss them? Can you do a little exchange and then you come out with a different color? So some of those effective transitions and formation changes and skills at the same time. So turns and jumps and kicks are also a focus of our routines as well.
It's so intense. It's so much fun. We hope everyone will tune in and watch. And now you've been doing this coaching 15 years here at Bedford Road. That's incredible. Yeah, and this tournament has such a legacy. Can you tell me a little bit emotionally what it feels like to you to come back every year?
Oh, well, I love it. I always say I keep waiting for them to transfer me or, move me on to another school, but I always hope that I can stay here forever. I love it here. I love Bedford. Being a part of it for the last 15 years has been it's just electrifying. You kick up to a new level of energy this week to be a part of it.
And finally, any last hints about the routine? I know you like to keep it under wraps. We're going to show you a bit of a sneak peek, but is there anything we should be looking for? Anything you can give away?
I would say our biggest thing, I guess, would be that we're trying a lift this year, and we've never tried that before, but it's hard to come off our airplane routine. People talked about that for the whole year. It's like, you made the team fly on the mat, and how are you going to follow that up? So, excuse me, it's a challenge to come up with something that audiences are going to respond to, and that the kids can be proud of, and that we can, keep up to that standard that we've become expected to have.
Yeah, well, all the best to you. We won't tell anyone about the secret lift. Shh, don't tell anyone. Great luck at BRIT, and have a wonderful time, and thanks so much for talking to us.
Thanks, Jackie.
All right, we are back with the 2016 BRIT Pom in cheerleading competition. We're actually have our first team on the mat, or getting ready to go onto the mat. I believe they said Walter Murray, is that correct?
Yes, this is Walter Murray's senior pom squad, and we can actually see here they have two boys on the mat competing with
Love
them today.
it. That's awesome. All right, all dressed, decked out in blue. It's gonna be, I'm excited. Are you excited?
I think they're excited to be the first ones to go here. They really get to set the standard.
You're right.
We have a bit of a ripple here off the bat. Very clean formations. They're looking sharp.
Love the smiles. Good energy.
Oh, yeah. They're excited to be here. We got some great team terms. Their palm work's looking good.
Yeah, very sharp, aren't they?
Oh, and that's our first palm toss here, and now we're into these little transitions. I really like watching how palm teams do their transitions, because they can really get intricate with just athlete placement. And you'll see a lot of these times, the girls are they're not really doing too much with their arms, but when the whole team does it, it just looks beautiful.
You're right. And it must get harder and harder with those transitions. The bigger your team gets, the more people involved.
Oh yeah, everyone's got to be watching out for each other, but you can just see they're so sharp in their arms.
They're very with each other, yeah, they're great.
Oh, and now we're into a little ripple section. I like that. Another pom toss.
All right.
Yeah, keeping the energy up here.
These guys are killing it.
Yeah.
They look great out
right
there.
front and center. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm liking this.
Changing it up here.
Yeah.
Woo. I'm watching people around in the crowd. They're all.
I know, everyone's kind of bopping along to it. We got a bit of a hip hop section here. They're doing lots of arm work, killing it in the front. That guy's.
Good smile still, good.
They're doing a good job holding their lines as well. Into another transition. This is, oh, I like this with the circle of formation. Another palm toss in there. Awesome. Keeping the energy up. That's really good use of levels right there. Teams have to be up, down, all around. Even though they're not throwing athletes in the air like the cheer teams, they still got to put on a show.
That's right. It's got to stay interesting. You have to have those different dynamics throughout the routine. That was a great routine by
And they really brought it.
Good job, guys. Very, very good. Great energy. Like you said, the synchronicity was on point. They were, you can tell, and that's another thing. These teams, they work so many hours, so hard to really get it cohesive. What am I trying to say here?
Cohesively?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, these girls are putting in, usually it's 2 or 3 hour practices, though some of these teams are running every day after school. I know leading up to the BRIT tournament, they're practicing Saturdays, mornings, lunch, just getting as much performance time as they can.
Awesome. Well, here we have Tommy Douglas senior cheer team.
So this is our first cheerleading team demoing this afternoon.
Different costumes here.
Yeah, they're wearing football jerseys today.
I love it.
Let's see what they got. Nice high basket toss in the back.
Starting off with a bang.
Yeah, some good tumbling there. So that's where you see the tumbling skills. We had some team cartwheels. Setting up for their first stunt sequence. Going up into a torch, very clean, very sharp.
Good.
They're very solid. An important thing with cheerleading is to make sure everyone is on time to the T. So we need to be going up, going down at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's very difficult.
And one thing to note as well with these demo teams, it's very hard to coordinate these stunts. So while we're demoing, we might see some of them marking through stunts or only walking through. It takes time to put this all together. And when there are athletes missing from a practice or sick, it really affects the whole team. They can't actually do these stunts if they're missing one person. It's
good point.
Very big team sport. Beautiful jumps in the front there.
They have quite a big team here.
Yeah, no, they have a really big team. Some choreography work with the jumps. I like it. This formation is clean. Let's see, we're transitioning here into what looks like another stunt sequence.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I like that opening choreography. Straight up to
there
torch again. Hitting heel
go.
stretch.
Good
nice.
job.
Showing off their flexibility there.
Yes.
All right. Moving forward. I love cheerleading routines because they're just go, go, go. 1 second they're throwing up stunts. Now we're into running, tumbling section. It's just, it's very, there's a lot to look at. It's great.
You're so right.
Oh, and she's throwing some back handsprings there. That was a round off triple back handspring to end off their sequence. There's some standing tumbling here. Right, and now they're building up into what looks like a pyramid sequence. So
a lot of stunts in this.
Yeah, and some co-ed work in the middle there. That's really great. Yeah. Really strong, solid. It was a great routine from Tommy Douglas. I'm excited to see what they can put out for later competitions. It's exciting. I love cheerleading. It gets me going. I
can tell.
I know.
Yeah,
I was just coaching this morning.
This.
I'm going to my practice this afternoon. I get to watch it for lunch.
Cheerleading all day long.
It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was a great performance by Tommy Douglas. Oh, here we have glittery, glittery gold.
I believe this is Bethlehem's senior pom squad. Love their outfits.
I know. Talk about catching the eye.
They are also have a boy in the back. Seeing a lot of co-ed teams this year.
Love it, love it, love it.
I don't think we've had a team that was all-girl yet in the competition.
No way.
Today, at least.
Yeah, not yet.
Guarded. Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. A little bit of a mix-up here.
That's all good.
It's all good.
So yeah, so you're coaching here at Bedford?
I'm actually coaching at Prairie Fire Cheerleading.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bedford doesn't have a cheerleading team anymore. We were kind of struggling with numbers,
Gotcha.
but Bedford is they're really strong with the POM program. We have the provincial championships, and that's where we're kind of putting most of our energy, and I think it's really great.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we're bringing out the little Warman girls.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a good mix-up.
Yep.
It's a good mix-up.
Took a little bit of extra time to get out there, but they're here now.
I believe these are the WUC Pearls.
All right, so they're training out of Warman here. There's 2 gyms kind of in the city. It would be Warman, WC, and Prairie Fire.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get these girls set
Oh my
up.
gosh, but they're so cute, so worth it. I love the energy at such a young age.
Yeah. Well, they're excited to perform. They got their bows on.
That's good. I do remember the few dance performances that I was just terrified.
Oh yeah.
But they're killing it already.
Yeah, they got their motions down.
Aww.
Ooh, getting sassy too. I like it. And here you see forward roll coming from the whole team. Great. They're really clean on their motions, and I think these are into their jump sequence. Double toe touch there. Now we're coming in for, this will be their first stunt sequence.
Aww.
As you can see, even at a small scale, these girls are throwing up kind of the same shapes. They just made a pyramid there, a bit low to the ground, but it's really great.
Basic, same technique.
It's all taught from a young age, so these girls are going to be great athletes when they're older, because they're already learning these basic skills at a young age and doing them very well. Great execution. We have a nice little ripple here with the tumbling. You can see on TV right there, the coaches are kind of giving a little bit of added direction. It's kind of cute watching.
That's okay.
Oh, wow, and we're up to double bases now. It's really great. Crowd is loving it. These girls are just feeding off the energy. They're super sharp. They're thinking about what's next. You can see the wheels are kind of turning in their heads there. Oh, we got more tumbling. I really like this music too. Very upbeat, kind of getting the crowd jumping along as well. Everyone's having a great time with these little girls out there.
Music is an important part of the routine for sure. The energy of the routine.
We have some more jumps in here.
Yeah, they're killing this.
Yeah. I love their motions too. A great performance from the WC Pearls. They were demoing here at BRIT. So I think
that was so cute. And then I think Bethlehem will come back.
Now we're on to Bethlehem. One thing is there's sometimes these little mix-ups with the competitions where the athletes have to walk on twice, and it almost gets your nerves out of the way the first time around, where you kind of stand out there, you wait for the music to start, and it just doesn't quite go yet. So everyone's back into the team room. We have another huddle, get excited again. It's nerve-wracking, but it almost calms the senses a little bit.
That's a good point.
The initial excitement is kind of burned through. They've had the crowd cheering for them.
Now they're like, they're gunning for this.
Yeah.
We've already been out here once. Let's do this again. We're ready.
You can see even the walk-on is choreographed. They have the back row feeding up, and they all set at the same time.
Yeah, the performance goes from walking on to walking off, doesn't it?
Some really upbeat music off the start.
Love it.
Really intricate technical skills. We're seeing 2 calypso jumps right off the start. A beautiful Russian in the back. Formations are very tight. This is great. Seeing lots of palm work, making big shapes. That's the goal. They're not really, you're watching the individual athletes, but when you watch the thing as a whole, they're just making really great shapes and formations. Like, they transition there so seamlessly. In the front, they're just killing it. We're seeing energy from all of the athletes.
These expressions, they're they get me pumped. I love it.
No, these girls are often coached to overdo their expressions a little bit for the judges. Really put on that performance. It's kind of fun too. Great, oh my gosh.
Good Russian
there. Yes, really great Russian.
Yeah.
Some really great timing as well along the lines. Into a nice ripple. Oh yeah. And the music's doing a little bit of a transition as well here. It's a very technical routine. We're seeing lots of spins, kicks, jumps. This is what the judges want to see, combined with that high energy to really give you an experience here.
Yeah, really incorporating technique and palm within one routine, which is nice to
and
see.
palm toss up in. These
Great.
girls are just killing. They're hitting all their motions as hard as they possibly can on the count. Another team rush in there. Really great height on these jumps.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It's very difficult to do a jump just from without any preparation, just right from
they're
standing.
just springing up. I like this transition here. It's very intricate work. We're using the athletes as to make the shapes. It's great. We're seeing some more palm work here. Seamless transitions. I love it.
They're having so much fun, though. You can just see the movements that they're doing. They're just having a fun
You can see all that hard work paying off, and they're just enjoying it. Like, some of them are laughing out there. Like, it's
Isn't
great.
That great
it's
to
fun.
see?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's about having fun.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you put in your blood, sweat, and tears to come out and do a performance like that with great switch splits in the front and a nice pike jump and a side aerial. They're killing it.
Woo! Great job, Bethlehem.
Great job. It was a very technical routine, very fast as well. I almost didn't know what I was supposed to look at. There's so much going on.
Yeah, they have different groups doing different movements, so it's not all the same. And you're right, the crowd doesn't know what to look at, and that's the beauty of choreography and, you know, the talent that the work that they put into these pieces is having all these different dynamics and keeping it interesting, you know?
Yeah. We can see the replay there. They're showing off that nice ripple in the two lines.
Yeah.
Each athlete's almost on their own schedule here in those ripples. It's hard to keep track of.
It is, and the larger the group, the harder it gets with timing.
Like you see here with this is the Aiden Bowman senior cheerleading team.
You got
demoing for us. Quite a big group. I'm seeing over 20 athletes on there. Aiden Bowman has a strong cheerleading program coached by Janessa Parker.
Nice.
And I'm excited to see what this routine has. Nice basket in the back. We're seeing some choreography work in the front. Lots going on in this intro. Some tumbling in the transition gives you something to look at. Moving into their first stunt sequence. So hitting extensions. Nice. Very strong. That middle group. Stomach cradles down. And we have some stretches coming up. Nice. A nice ripple into that arabesque. The cradle coming out. Alright, that was into our jump sequence. And now we're moving forward. We have a second jump sequence coming up. Great jumps in the front. And now a team tumbling skill. What's really important with these tumbling skills is not only that they're doing difficult skills, but that the whole team is doing these skills. So you can see the whole team there was doing the cartwheel. That's how you really build your score sheet. And now another transition into a stunt sequence.
That's a different move. I haven't seen that
Yeah, that was a little leapfrog over there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's a fun one. Into their torches, very sharp on this one. All the teams hit strongly. It's always interesting to see what the coaches can add into these routines, like that leapfrog transition, for example.
Wasn't that different?
Yeah, because
I
they're
haven't seen that.
competing at level. The cheerleading leveling guide, as it is competes from levels 1 to 5, and while they are on that lower end of the spectrum, level 2, that does not mean by any means that what they're doing is easy. As you can see in the front, we're hitting full extension to the top, and with these kind of lower levels, as they're called, the coaches really need to get creative with different transitions and skills that they can do when they are limited by the skills that they have. And now we have...
Talking about talents, look at these little ones. They are coming out. The Rubies, the WUC Rubies.
The bigger group. Might be a little bit harder to organize.
Yeah, because there's more of them.
Well,
but they're going to kill it just like the group before.
Oh, yeah. These girls are quicker to get into their formation. I think they might be a bit older as well.
They do look a little bit on the older side, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
They all have their hair curled.
Yeah, some of the girls in the first team, the Pearls, they didn't even look over like 5 years old probably.
No, they were quite young.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Great
what
to
these
see.
girls are doing, seeing what the coaches are doing.
I love it.
Now we're all in all in our spots, ready to go.
They're in formation, they're ready.
It's that first one that's really hard to get to because they're not coming from anywhere. But as soon as they're in this first spot, they know that they'll have to go to their next dance spot, let's say, so they can kind of think about it like that. But for getting it set up like that, it's always a little bit of a challenge with these younger athletes.
Especially coming from a different studio or gym or something and then coming into a foreign area like this. Yeah.
And you have the crowd watching, all the parents. Great timing on those rolls as well. Seeing moving forward into their first stunt sequence.
Look at them go, yeah!
Really great. If the girls underneath there working as a base, almost like a building block. Let's see what they come up to next. Yeah, these girls are definitely older, showing a little more cohesiveness along the group. Their jump timing is great. I like this formation too, split up into 4 lines. Oh, someone was in the wrong line, but that's all right.
But she figured it out.
Yeah, back in it for the tumbling
That's
section.
what matters.
And it's great that they can come out to a competition like this and demo for a large crowd and get used to performing before they actually start competing. So I don't think these girls, their competition season doesn't start for another month. So they're actually a little bit ahead of the game
A little bit of a practice for them.
Yeah.
Get used to the crowd.
Oh, and this is building into another stunt sequence, maybe a pyramid.
And they're doing it all
beautiful. They were so fast to get up there, too.
And the
It's
crowd
great.
was wild. This is great to see.
Oh, a little bit of a mix-up there in the middle. That's all
They're
right.
resilient, though.
Yep.
They will pop right back up. They're good to go.
They're ready to go.
Yeah, they're ready. Right back into formation.
Yeah. We have team tumbling here. What are they going to do next?
Oh,
another stunt
more
sequence.
stunt?
Oh, this is great. A really nice pyramid, very
There
solid.
we go.
Showing
Look
off
at
those
them.
double bases.
Yeah.
And you can even see some of the stunts that they're doing as the little girls, the older students are doing as well. There's just, it's a lot of that building the basics at a young age is really great to see. And they're going to be doing well when they get to that high school level or that club level. And we have a little bit of a dance sequence here at the end. Very cute. Oh, with the ripple in there. Nice. Great routine from Mormon.
Good job. That is the WUC Rubies.
All right.
Hey, look what's on deck, my friend.
This is Bedford,
Bedford
Road
Senior.
Pom. All right, let's
Look
see
at
what
this.
they
Bedford
have for us.
always just rocks the costumes every
I
time.
know, they're always here to put on a show.
They're always
They're-
here. You're right. It's quite the performance.
They have a few
so-
BRIT championships under their belts, and they're looking to clean up another this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This will be good.
Interesting costumes here. One leg is different than the other. They even have different jazz shoes on.
Oh,
Must
yeah,
have been
you're
something
right.
to coordinate.
Yeah, one's flesh color. That's interesting. Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
It's
Ooh.
exciting.
The crowd is equally as excited.
Everyone's ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
boys
great
and
show.
girls,
That's
children
awesome.
of all ages,
It's like a circus.
welcome to
Yeah.
the greatest show on earth.
And that's
Take your seats.
showing off the
Bedford
tumbling
Circus is
aspects that
about
they're
to
adding
begin.
on to the routine. Those technical skills as well. Very great flexibility. And we're right back into it. Very tight formations, strong arms here. High kicks from all of the athletes.
Yeah, this is a technically
sharp.
very strong group.
Very strong technical routine. We just saw a double pirouette in attitude from most of the team members there, and we're just keep going. I'm talking about a turn that happened 2 8 counts ago, and we're already on a different part of the routine.
You're right. It's very fast.
Into this flawless transition here, we just see all the athletes fit into place. Really great choreography work we're seeing.
Formations are so clean.
So
I love
clean,
them.
and they're hitting every motion strong. They're confident, they know what they're doing, and they're killing it.
You're right.
Beautiful
Every
jump
movement
there in the
has
front.
a different count, and they're killing it.
Great. Yeah, nice ripple there. Just little add in there before they get into their next part of the routine.
Yeah.
And that was actually a palm exchange. Now some of the girls are holding all red, some with all silver. It's cool. They can kind of figure out different ways to show off the palm work.
That's awesome.
That's a nice little ripple as well to show off some skills. Very technically advanced routine along with their formations. As we can
As
see
they
here,
do fouettes here.
fouette turns. We're seeing 5 fouettes into a double pirouette from some of the athletes. Really difficult skill. And beautiful height on their jumps, beautiful timing. Getting the crowd fired up as the music picks up. We can really see everyone's loving the routine. And just the different levels we're seeing from the athletes. So we have them flying up, there's some groundwork into those lifts. It's amazing, showing off what you can really do with the sport of pom. Using up the whole mat, working the judges.
Like Carolyn mentioned in the earlier story, they're really trying some new things this year because it's hard to, like their performance last year was great as well.
Right. They're building off a really great year with great performances. They almost need to keep trying something new, but we had really great performance from Bedford. I like their makeup on there too, it just kind of adds to the effect. And we can see choreographed from getting onto the mat to the second they walk off.
See, yeah, that was all choreographed all the way down.
Beautiful routine once again from Bedford Road, choreographed by Carolyn Parr-Hillstead.
And I love we're seeing a replay of their tricks or whatever you want to call them.
And you can just see how they went from that circle formation with the 2 lifts into this new, I guess it's a clump I would say, but it's so great how smooth that transition was. Really using the mat to their advantage.
That was flawless. They did a great job.
And coming out now, we have the River Heights cheerleading team. This is an elementary school out of Saskatoon. They've been demoing at BRIT for a few years now, and they've kind of actually been leading the way in terms of elementary cheerleading. And they have a boy on their team.
I'm excited to see this, yes.
Excited to see what they have coming out. Already we can see different levels from the athletes. Some are starting standing and sitting. It's more for the judges to look at. They'll actually start with the cheer section.
That's different.
Kind of bringing back the old school cheerleading. They're actually doing the cheers.
Doing a cheer.
Oh, it's great. You saw from the Aiden Bowman team as well as Tommy Douglas, they didn't actually have a cheerleading section. I don't know if it's still in the score sheet for them anymore. Back when I was competing as a high school athlete, we were actually scored on our cheer as well as the rest of the routine. But I think because of what's happening with all the club and kind of outside of school, they're kind of transitioning away from that a little bit. And ending the cheer with some very solid double bases. Very clean routine.
Yeah, they did great. That was a great performance.
All right, and I think their music's going to kick off soon, and now the real show starts. Athlete, the cheer section was never really the favorite. You want to dance, you want to do stunts. You got the awesome music playing, crowds into it.
Pump it up.
Some tumbling right off the start there. Tumbling into their stunts, which is an interesting transition we haven't seen today. Right up into those double bases.
There you go.
Inside hitch. Already moving to a pyramid. This team is making great use of their transitions as well to have a really flowing routine. There's always something to look at, always something going on. We're already moving. We got the boy flexing in the front. That's what I like to see.
Yes, good flexibility on those rushes.
Wow, and we got a girl pulling bow and arrow in the front. That was beautiful. Lots going on with this routine, lots of different stunts. We can see that some of them are actually single-based. With cheerleading, the whole idea, same as with pom, doing the technical skills, you want as many athletes doing them as possible. They're scored on how many athletes they can put up in the air. So when they do stunts like that where they have a team of what looks like 20 and they can have 6 girls up, it's amazing. And that's what'll boost their score sheet and set them apart from their competition.
Good to know.
We have some clean jumps here.
Little tumbling.
Yeah, tumbling into that second jump formation. And some more tumbling. Very comprehensive routine.
Quite
clean. And they're done. A great performance from River Heights. I'm excited to see what they have coming up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you do have to remember this is quite early on in the year so far. They still have a few months for some of them till it's competition time.
That's right. I think actually most of these athletes, they start their tryouts November 1st is when they're officially allowed to get going, and then from then on it's 2 months of hard work leading up to this. It's
2 months is not that long of a time.
And seeing what these girls are putting out in that time. So they need to be working as a team. This is getting 20 people to work together on something for 2 months. It's not easy, especially with high school athletes who have lots going on in the classroom.
We have coming up next.
This is Tommy Douglas, another senior cheerleading from them. Perfect. He's starting out with a tumbling
Classic.
sequence.
Love it.
Really clean cartwheels. A nice thigh stand right in the front there.
Lots of
Getting the
different
crowd
things
pumped up.
happening
Yeah.
at one time.
Yeah,
What we
lots
love to
going on
see.
here. Choreography as we move into the jump sequence here. Great jumps, very clean.
Right on the right beat.
And we're seeing really great height as well from these girls. Into a stunt sequence, so once again, getting as many athletes as they can in the air. They have
There
8
you
on the
go.
floor, but half of the girls are in the air.
Yeah,
A little bit of trouble in the back, but she's getting back up there.
that's right.
Show off those
Jump back
scales.
up. There you go.
Very clean. All right. Now it looks like they're moving into another tumbling section. Got some corner passes
There
now.
we go. Woo! That looks awesome.
Back rolls happening in the back at the same time, really showing some flow of movement around the mat with their limited athletes. These girls are making the most of what they've got. And now we're all moving in.
Here we go.
Up into a big
Another
stunt
stunt.
here. We got a double base up. Nice. It's hard with these cheerleading stunts to do something very intricate and exciting for the crowd when you only have a limited number of athletes, but these girls really did a great job. We had athletes on the floor, 2 stunts, 1 lined up in front of each other, stacked. It was really, they're doing a lot for choreography work with the team that they have.
Yeah, great dynamic throughout the routine. Like you said, they had a smaller group and they had half of the people up in the air.
Showing off those arabesques, they're
Yeah,
very strong.
showing off strength
And now
and
moving into the scales. Those bases
flexibility.
don't move. They were solid that whole time.
to be a base, I think, yeah, that's
Yes.
pretty incredible to hold someone up like that.
Surprising how much you actually have to focus on just not doing
Oh, I
anything. Once
believe
you get
it.
your grip and your position, you just you have to hold it in place, and there's not much else you
Lock
can do.
it in place.
So when-
Oh, these are great
Right.
costumes.
This is
Centennial.
Senior Palm. Oh, we have 3 side aerials. They're very technically sound. It
Yeah.
looks like they're going with
Nice to see another.
James Bond routine. Beautiful Shanae Barishnikov's coming up into that split lead. And we can
Great technique, eh?
And very good intensity as well. You can see these girls aren't as excited about their routine because they're looking almost too cool to smile, but they're still in their faces. You can see they're really working hard. They're putting on a show.
You know, and it's actually much harder, I know, from dancing to not smile and to
Right.
have an expression of seriousness and, you know, the mood that you're trying to set.
It's
So
hard.
good for them
Yeah.
for keeping those faces at the beginning.
And now we can see they're actually combining palm tosses with jumps and lots of turns from the whole team. Centennial has always had a very technically sound routine.
Good.
You can see they'll hit their motions hard, they'll hit them well, and not only that, their skills and execution, it's a very sharp routine.
Very sharp, yeah, clean.
And they're working with the formations as well, seeing lots of levels from the athletes, showing off that flexibility some more. Got some big jumpers and some really great turners on this team as well. And it seems like the full team is actually turning. Very fast-paced routine.
Yes.
I'm liking the intricate transitions. Oh, and they're actually moving the palm with their foot there,
With
which
their
is something
foot,
we
that
haven't
was
seen.
nice.
They're not limited by their hands. And seeing
Arm
levels
work,
there, arm
right?
work, the hard work, arm
Yeah.
work as the music picks up. You kind of see the routine is flowing well with the music. Everything has a reason for why it's there. There's
Yep.
no real
Everything
filler
has
space.
a count. They're right on
Yep.
beat. They're perfectly
they're-
in sync with each other.
and their clumps are
Oh,
lined
look
up.
at that. I like
Yeah.
that move.
Showing off some of the acrobatics or the stunting that we're seeing in palm, and a guy in the team.
Oh, nice.
Great seeing all the both male and female involvement in the sport. Beautiful turns. A very,
Oh, a
very
great
technical
performance.
routine.
That was a great
It was
performance. Centennial Senior Palm. Great job.
They had the crowd going with them.
Yes.
It was-
It's so
everyone was
nice
feeling
to
it.
see that technique. And like you mentioned, the cannon or the ripple effect that...
That intro was such a strong opening. I almost
Oh,
didn't.
there's that move with the foot that they
Beautiful, the
moved the
needle kick.
palm. Wasn't that unique?
Yeah.
That's something I haven't seen.
So much to see. I was almost too busy watching it to talk
It's
about it.
hard, right? It's hard.
And now coming out, we have the Marion Graham senior cheerleading team demoing, and they are also co-ed. I think most of these
Yeah.
teams are now co-ed. We should stop sounding so surprised when we see
I
a
know.
guy
You're
come
so
onto the
right.
mat.
It's actually the norm now.
Very sharp. A nice high basket at the back, showing off the flexibility with that scorpion right out front.
So much happening.
Right, lots going on. We're seeing some great transitions here. And the team is just moving forward into their next stunt sequence. Opening is done, and we are
Good spacing.
great timing on the show.
Formations.
Looks like a half turn. That was a half turn ball up to double base, which is something you'll see in level 2. Lots of transitions. This routine has lots of skills. There's not very much waiting time. They're only holding things for about 3 or 4 counts.
I like that.
That
like
little
how they
ripple
did the
there.
Ripple with the jumping down.
Beautiful jumps too. This is a very well-trained team. And some tumbling in between, giving us lots to look at, showing off that technique. Tumbling with their feet together, power out of the back handsprings. Really great.
Woo!
And now they're in their jumps. Very fast-paced routine.
Yeah.
It's nice when you can see the cheerleading teams kind of using some of the stuff that the POM coaches are more focusing on, like having transitions that are smooth and getting athletes where they need to be. It's seeing that
Look how high they go in
beautiful,
the air.
and the timing as well.
Yeah, they're right on.
See what they're moving in. Another stunt sequence here. And the nice thing about demoing is there isn't really a pressure to get the routine fully complete, so if you have a few counts there to wait and have a break, it's alright because you can have these parts sharp as they are right now, and we can see them actually moving into a TikTok transition, which is considered an elite level 2 stunt, into their full team extensions. Very strong for this early in the season. That was great. They took that leapfrog and added a half twist into it, ending in a cradle. A very great routine. They're showing off a lot of the harder skills that you can do in level 2.
Lots of stunts in that one.
Yeah, really excited to see what they have coming out of the year. I know that there's a lot of competition between Marion Glade and Aiden Bowman for that city championship spot. They've been gunning it back and forth a little bit, and it's great seeing both the teams.
This move is what I love. That is talent, you know?
Very creative coaching, creative choreography, and it's hard to teach a move like that. Like, if you were to explain an athlete how to do that, they'd probably look at you like, what are you talking about? And here now, we are moving on to the Bethlehem
crowd is
Superstars.
going wild. Bethlehem Superstars.
In her interview earlier, Carolyn Carr was talking about this team being special needs, and I think this is their first time they've actually performed at BRIT as a full team.
That's,
Very
yeah,
excited.
I don't think I've seen them before, so this is pretty exciting. They are so excited.
Crowd's excited. They want to see what's going on.
They're waving to the crowd.
Yeah, palms are in place here. Get everything set up.
It's really great to see that high schools and schools are having programs like this for everyone, all levels,
great that
all
everyone
ages.
can get involved, because there really shouldn't be a reason why you couldn't do something this fun and this exciting. Like,
of course not.
Everyone should have the chance to get out in front of a huge crowd of 2,000 people. Like, it's just high school kids, and there's no reason why it shouldn't include everyone.
Absolutely, I agree.
I'm excited to see what they have coming out here. Music starting.
Oh,
Uptown
here we
Funk.
go. Oh,
starting with some tumbling.
Some tumbling.
Nice.
Woo!
Showing off their flexibility.
Yeah, that girl just kicked her face.
Oh,
impressive.
Some splits in the front, getting the crowd fired up.
Woo! Ah.
Nice. Picking up the palms now.
Doing some palm work.
Yep.
Aw, look at the smiles.
The crowd is just loving it. Everyone's excited to be here. You really feel the energy in the gym.
Cute. They are rocking it.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's bouncing around. We're still holding that class. You can see they're making use of levels. They're doing different stuff with the palms. It's great.
Yes.
Well, now we got a transition in here as well to a tighter formation.
Great formation.
Great formation changes.
They're really good at their spacing.
Yeah, they're holding the spacing well. Everyone's either on a line or a space. Really grooving along with the music. The crowd's loving it.
They're still having so much fun.
Keeping the energy up throughout the whole routine, which isn't easy even for a lot of all the athletes. It's a really hard time when you have the judges watching you, crowds out there, lots of distractions here. It's hard to keep that energy going.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Putting on a performance.
A little footwork there.
And even from this aerial view, you can see the formation is still, they're working.
They're shaking it off, that's for sure. Oh, so
and the gym's just erupted. I think this is the loudest it's been today. We're getting a standing ovation
You're
as well.
so right.
So you can see everyone's up and cheering.
That's,
The energy in this gym right now, you really have to be here to feel it. It's truly, it's something else right now.
This is so awesome. Wow.
Great response from the crowd.
The Bethlehem Superstars Palm Squad. What an experience that was. That was amazing. They did such a great job. You can tell they've worked really hard at that routine.
All right, and this is our last competing senior palm team. This is Tommy Douglas. Let's see what they have to bring out. Once again, a choreographed entrance, which is interesting to see.
They kind of look like boxers a little bit.
A little bit.
Wonder what's gonna, ooh, different colors.
Maybe they are boxers. It almost looks
Maybe
like.
there will be some sort of battle.
True.
Guess we'll find out. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Tension, I feel the tension. Yeah,
stretching out.
There we go.
And you can see even these girls who are getting ready casually, getting themselves hyped up, all of this is choreographed. The walking around, and the girls around are filling out the formation.
Good technique.
Yes, showing off great lines through their legs,
all the
beautiful
way down
jumps.
to their toes are pointed.
Yeah, great Russians. Lots to look at. We have girls popping up at different parts of the mat with the bow and arrow right out in the front there.
Oh, yeah.
And they're seamlessly into that transition, and now we're all doing the same thing.
I like the dynamics. They went from fast to slow. They're really...
Right. There's lots to look at. Bring in some of those kind of boxing moves you recognize. Oh, yeah.
So sharp on the arms.
Very.
That's difficult to do. Good for them.
Very sharp in all of their moves. The palm work. You can see their palms are all at the same level of their head. There's no girl flexing her arm more than the other. I really like that lean back there, how they kind of connected with the palms. Into a nice ripple.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of going two different directions.
Great choreography here. There we go. Right into a good
great choreography that goes.
There.
It's going great with the music as well. The music's picking up, their speed's picking up. We're seeing lots of different arms.
Picking up, yeah.
If one person was off timing, you can tell, and they were just spot on.
You're right.
Making it through. I love this transition.
Good transition.
They're getting very creative with the transition, really taking advantage of it almost being two sides of the battle.
Yeah. Nice.
Great jumps.
Good Russian there.
Oh, slowed it down. I like that.
There you go. Different groups doing different things, keeping it interesting.
Lots to look at. We have some girls up, some are sliding into the splits, doing some kicking work now, rolling out. And we're even seeing some performance to the crowd in the back there. They're really taking advantage of the whole mat, using all of the space that they have, because that's what they should be doing. They have a big team into two clumps, KO, knockout. They're killing it.
Wow.
Great energy in the front. And beautiful flexibility. We're seeing some turns. That is hard to keep your leg up and turn almost slower. Coming right up through the middle now.
Woo!
Ooh. And it looks like both sides win, because that's what they're going to be gunning for at the awards ceremony coming up.
You're funny. That was a great, clean performance.
Great way to end up the competitive side, because now at this point I think all of our teams are demoing. So this is Bedford Junior Pom now. They're in grades 9 and 10.
So there we have a replay of the boxing routine by Tommy Douglas.
Oh, sorry, I was getting a little bit ahead of us.
That's okay. You're getting excited. I'm excited
I'm
too. I'm excited about these costumes. En français.
Bit of français.
Take us
We're
to
Canadian.
Paris.
Get started. Oh, yeah.
So,
an Eiffel Tower right off the front.
There you go.
I love that. And they are
He came
co-ed
out
as
of
well.
nowhere. Where did he come from? That's awesome.
Well, the girls are trying a little bit of ladies man there.
Aww.
Very cute routine.
Good performance routine.
Yes. And they're very sharp as well, and you can even see their formations. If you look at their lines and kind of the diagonal lines even, they're everyone's in place where they need to be, showing off that flexibility. Lots of work with the palms.
Spelling words with the palms.
It's great.
We saw that from the other group as well with KO, but this is pretty impressive. I haven't seen that.
Into a ripple transition. I love all the palm work they're doing.
Yes.
Really taking advantage of. You have two bright colors. You can take the judges' eyes with them, and they're really doing that.
Think about it. You're thinking about your routine. You have so much to think about, and now you have palms that you have to grab hold of and move a certain way.
They're actually penalized pretty heavily if they drop a palm or something like that, because with cheerleading, if a stunt falls or something, that's a pretty easy way to deduct points. But with palm, it's a little bit harder. How do they get rid of how do they kind of figure that out? So when they drop a palm, they're losing a considerable amount of points to their routine.
I did not know that.
Yeah, these girls are they're scared to drop those palms a little bit.
So they're holding on to those for dear life.
Yeah, dear life. And that's why those palm tosses are really interesting, because it's really they practice them for hours and hours, so it's the same way every time, but still you get on that competition floor and it's a bit of a leap of faith. Great energy through the whole routine. Another shape with those palms.
Hard at the end. That was such a cute performance.
A very cute performance.
That was awesome.
But we still saw a lot of
all the way to the end.
Yep, through the end, and we saw a lot of those technical aspects we were still looking for along with it. So you can see the fan kicks there in this replay.
That's right.
Just really making use of those palms.
He's cute.
The color separation.
Yeah, that was a great performance.
From Bedford Road.
Very clean.
We're going to be seeing some of those athletes on the senior palm squad in a few years.
Yes, definitely.
Now this is another Warman cheerleading team. They are called Garnet. Girls once again
maybe a little bit older.
A little bit older.
Yeah.
They're starting to direct themselves a little bit.
They know where they've got to go.
This is a big team.
It is a big
really
team.
Filling out the mat.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Interesting transition. Way to start the music. I haven't heard that. With the dance section and some standing tumbling. They're really just kind of throwing it all in, taking use of all of their athletes. They have the ones who maybe don't have the tumbling skills, doing motion and choreography. It's really great. Into their first stunt sequence already.
There we go.
Very clean. On time with the music too.
Nice.
Very sharp. They're standing up into those arabesques. And a quick transition. These girls are very fast getting into their spots. It makes for a much cleaner routine.
Yeah.
Oh, and a little bit of a spin there into their jumps. It's interesting seeing how the coaches can get creative with the choreography. Because with cheerleading, you do see a lot of the same kind of hitting the stunt and holding, and that's when we get to really see which teams are going the extra mile, is when we get to see this choreography and the interesting transitions, like going from their back up into that lid. Now it's called a straddle sit, all the way up to the top.
This is awesome. There they go.
Into their double bases. Very smooth transitions.
That was great.
Really well put together routine that these athletes are performing amazingly. And now we're into our tumbling section. Wow, we're seeing some back walkovers from these girls. Very straight legs. which is important. These little athletes are kind of funny. When they go to do their walkovers, they just really fall back. They trust themselves. They know they're going to make it over. It's great. Very confident in their abilities.
Yeah, I'm impressed we haven't had any run-ins or anything.
No collisions. Everyone knows what they're doing on this team.
Lots of stunts and tumbling in this.
Yeah.
For their age, I thought.
And they make a little heart in the middle with their pyramid section.
Cute.
Yeah, lots of tumbling from these athletes. They might be a more advanced group showing it off.
Definitely.
One thing to note is these all-star clubs, they train on a sprung floor. So it's more of a gymnastic service. It gets you a little bit of a rebound, which makes it easier on your wrists and ankles to tumble. So these athletes might not be showcasing all of their tumbling skills because they're performing on a dead floor, which is not actually what they're used to practicing on or what they'll be competing on.
That's a good point.
And it's kind of nice, too, to let them get that experience on the dead floor just to...
Yeah.
It's great. It's nice getting just as many different... You can get different surfaces. Not every performance surface will feel the same for you.
Everything's different, yeah.
It's better preparing these athletes for the future.
You're right. That was a great performance again by the WUC Garnet.
Showing that pyramid in the replay.
Oh, the little heart at the end. Yeah, very clean group for their age.
Very clean.
They did great.
They're performing. I like that they've choreographed the cutesy stuff into the routine as well.
Centennial Junior Pom?
Yeah, this is Centennial Junior Pom now demoing for us. They look like gym coaches.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Curious.
Maybe they're cheerleading coaches today or pom coaches.
What'll happen here?
Woo! Bring them out, bring them out,
yes.
bring them out.
Good energy right off the top.
Good energy, good height on those kicks.
There you go.
Excellent lines.
Good sharp arm.
Yeah. Coming through. Great performance from the whole team.
Yeah.
And this formation is very clean as well. We can see it's lined up nicely.
They're getting right deep down.
And they almost have a sports theme with their music. Kind of broke into a little bit of announcing.
There's a toss that we talked about how difficult that is to do.
Oh yeah. They're really taking advantage of they're filling out the score sheet. They're really getting all those aspects that they need to be hitting for the judges. And you can see the palm work there as they transition.
Yes.
And more aerials. We had 2 side aerials coming out of the junior team, which is exciting to see. These athletes are going to be really good for their senior cohorts when they get up to the higher levels. Some great technique in those turns. A nice little ripple there. I like when they kind of work the ripple in so they have the whole group doing something and then all of a sudden you see it break off and before you even notice they're back doing something together again. Like that jump there, that was beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Toss to another person.
That was a big toss, very high too.
Yeah, good height.
Shows off for the crowd a little bit. These girls know that they're just flicking the wrist a little bit more, but to mom and dad at home who don't see all the hard work, it's the big toss that shows it off for everyone. It's great.
They're really keeping their energy through this whole thing.
Yeah, all the way to the whistle at the end.
There you go.
Really great routine, a really creative routine. I like their theme this year.
Centennial Junior Pom, great performance by them.
Very strong in their technique.
Yeah, I was impressed actually. I was looking at the girls or the ladies in the back and their energy was just killer. They kept it going all the way to the end, which is important. You know, people, they think they're in the back. They're not really as seen, right?
Right.
But I was looking at them the entire time. They were keeping it up.
They were keeping it up.
The
Their skills
routine.
were just as high as the other athletes. There really wasn't a lot of differentiation between skill level among the athletes. It made for a really great, solid routine.
Here's some bright colors on the mat now.
This is Willow Grove Cheerleading. So this is our second elementary school we're seeing. I think this is actually their first year having a team. Excited to see them at BRIT. They're throwing out some tumbling skills. These girls are bringing it. Some stunts in the back as well. We have lots going on.
Lots going on, yeah.
Now we're moving into some motions into their first stunt sequence here. I think it's taking shape too.
Here we go, some stunts.
See what they build up to. The music's building up as well. Takes a very sharp double bases. Coming back down. All the way to the ground, really making use of their levels. Now now we're moving into, I think, a tumbling. Oh no, we're jumps now.
Brush in.
Yep. Really great height in the front. Great timing from the whole team as well. Into a pike jump now. We're moving into another
There's some flexibility.
Yeah, showing off that flexibility, showing off we have 4 athletes in the air, a few in the front dancing, really making use of that whole mat. This is what's great about those big teams is the coaches can focus more on they can put on a show a little bit because they're meeting their score sheet, getting that done, and then they have a few little extras that they can play around with.
Yeah, they have lots of people to do lots of different things at one time.
Lots of tumbling out of this team too. Very good technique in their tumbling. There might be some of these girls coming from outside gymnastics clubs or cheerleading teams as well. They're really strong. And a split in the front, showing off.
Yeah. Oh, if I were that flexible, my goodness.
That would be nice.
Great performance.
High energy, high technique.
All the way off the mat. There we go.
And this is just early in the year, keep in mind, so really excited to see what these girls are going to be putting out in their future competitions when they're
Great transitions through formations.
Yeah, we can see there.
Pretty sharpened together. Like you mentioned, always doing something different, little groups here and there.
And there's that little ripple I always like to see come in. All right, and tumbling as well, falling to bridge. We have athletes going in 2 different directions, kind of the whole routine. It's really great.
It's nice, yeah. Different.
Coming on now, we have Bethlehem's
Ooh, they've got capes.
Capes.
Where are they going to fly off to? Let's find out.
They are also co-ed.
This is a bigger group.
Yeah, lots of athletes from Bethlehem. I think this is the 3rd team that they have.
Yeah, that's good. That's great to see.
BRIT. Excited to see how these capes are.
Yeah, when they're moving around.
Look like they have a little bit of play in them, like they can kind of catch wind.
Definitely. Here they go. Oh,
great energy right off the bat.
Top.
Very sharp.
Those palms are just eye-catching.
They're so strong in their palm work as well. Coming around, very high Russians in the front. I'm seeing that with the difference between the junior and senior teams is not that much with their technical ability. We're seeing athletes jumping higher, and these junior athletes are really kind of showing up today. They're demoing, but they're strong. They're good.
Good transition here into one big straight line.
Yeah. Do a nice ripple there.
Yeah.
Oh, and they all just spread out like that into their new formation. It's great. Beautiful jumps in the back. She does 2 there.
There you go.
Great flexibility, showing it off.
A little sass.
Yep, and we can see their capes kind of flying around with them too when they're jumping that high. Beautiful calypsos.
Woo! Great smiles from these ladies.
Seeing lots of energy. They're keeping it going. Love watching them fit into place. A little bit of a hip-hop section.
Yes, and they're still very clean, staying together.
Clean, very sharp. It's a very tight formation too, so if you're in the wrong place, you would see it. You would know. You'd kick somebody, you'd get a palm to the head.
There's going to be a bit of a run-in.
Yep.
This guy's
right
just
front.
killing it.
He's killing it. He's got the energy. And he's so sharp in his arms, too. Not only that, the whole team is just building off this energy. Feel it in the gym. Really seeing tight formation. We got levels in the back as well. Moving forward. Great flexibility on those pitch kicks. And now we're turning.
Here's your...
Getting 2 groups going. Lots to look at.
Landing that was.
Great routine.
Great routine.
Bethlehem juniors.
Technically very, very well done.
Yeah. very strong technically, and they had a lot of interesting formations and just the transitions to their formations, the way they came together. They were making those shapes that the judges are looking for and that the crowd finds exciting.
The energy was great in that performance, as you can see here, just splitting apart into their
Yeah, and you see that great flexibility,
jumps.
really showing it off, having all the athletes on the ground.
Absolutely.
All right, and coming up next, this is Retro Red Bedford Alumni Pom. So these
alumni.
are girls who have graduated from Bedford who
Oh,
come back
I
for a little
see.
more pom. They actually compete as an adult pom team, so they'll go to a few competitions through the year. Very competitive. My sister is actually on this team.
Really?
Yep.
Is she in there right now?
Yeah, you can watch out. She's just off the center in the front. I don't know if that was much of a description, but you can see these athletes are already kicking it off. Very sharp and very strong. Showing off those levels, high jumps in the back, pitch kicks on the outside. These girls know how to work a crowd. They've been doing it for years. Some of them are actually coaches as well.
Okay.
So they know what the judges are looking for. I think a few are judges too, so it's kind of, they can play off the crowd, just really have fun with it. And we can see some great technique on the turns.
Yeah.
Still going.
Look, yeah, they're still
Beautiful.
going. Good.
Oh yeah.
Nice fouette section there.
Yeah.
Arabesque.
Great height on those kicks and the switch leap. A really strong transition into this triangle formation. It's a great little ripple in there. They're really making use of the palms, doing big motions.
Nice.
Great energy in the front as well. And you can see a lot of these times, these athletes, they'll hold a position for a count or two while the rest of the team catches up. So once again, playing off of that, not everyone needs to be doing something super complicated all the time to really put on a show and make an interesting routine.
Yeah.
But that's not saying these girls aren't working. They're hitting hard motions fast. And even in their smooth stuff, like their palms are coming up at the same time. It's really interesting to watch. A little bit of a level there in the front.
Very, very clean.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
A nice little 2-count ripple, kind of when you're singing Row Your Boat. Nice.
There
Into
you
those
go.
kick holds. Oh yeah.
That's a nice
Great
move.
flexibility and body control. It's not easy standing up with your leg by your head.
The core workout.
Yep. Oh yeah. Dropping to their straddle. Very intricate work. They're two groups.
Very clean, eh?
Yeah.
That V
You
is
can see
perfect.
a great performance from Bedford alumni, really showing off to a lot of these athletes what a clean routine looks like, and intricate. They're very advanced in their skills. A lot of these girls, I think, were kind of the more technically advanced of their groups who came back. So it's really great to show that off.
Look at that transition.
It's beautiful. It gives
From
these
a
athletes
V
something
to a
to look up
backwards
to.
V. That was great, yeah. That was a great performance. And it's nice to see, you know, after high school, it doesn't finish. It doesn't end. You can keep going.
Keep having the fun. Keep getting that crowd riled up. And
Absolutely.
And they have friends out in the crowd as well, friends and fans.
Oh,
They
for
might
sure.
even have
Big fan base
brothers
here.
and sisters competing in the competition. It's a very connected event. It feels kind of like we're a cheerleading competition family a little bit. There's a bit of a connection with the crowd and everyone
You're
as
right.
we're waiting to hear these score sheets.
It is definitely a community, that's for sure. Is that it? Are we all wrapped up
I
already?
think we have a few more
Yeah,
demo
we should
teams
have
coming
we
out.
should have a couple more.
Yeah, this is Tommy Douglas Jr. Pom making their way.
What a great performance so far from every single team.
Yeah.
I'm just overly impressed with everyone today.
Every year, they come out with it surprises you. It really
does.
what they can come up with in that 2 months and how creative the choreography is and how much the athletes are doing. It's amazing. I actually recognize a few Prairie Fire athletes on this team.
Yeah?
Really good cheerleading community and pom community here in the city.
I believe it.
Very sharp. Oh, Nene, they're doing some crowd pleasers. Nice ripple. They're very strong in their motions. Very clean routine, and they move into that transition there. Now this formation, their lines are beautiful. You can see from the overhead. We have two different groups, and they're very distinct as to who's in what group. There's no confusion
Keeping it
there.
interesting for sure.
Showing off those jumps in the back.
That was nice. Very together.
Yeah. Getting a little sassy when they slow it down. Oh, and showing off that flexibility. Whole crowd's bobbing along with this song. Very crowd-pleasing music. I think it's getting everyone going with the routine a little bit. I don't know if they have a theme going on or anything, but like I'm just getting a pretty cool vibe from these girls. Like they are the coolest people in the room right now, I would say. They got their jerseys on. They're really, it's a great routine. They're showing off a lot of energy. They look great doing it. They're having fun. Yeah,
I think they're just independent, warrior, strong.
Very strong, powerful.
There we go, strong and powerful. Oh.
Oh, and we're seeing a lift in the front.
There you go.
Sliding into that split, showing off the flexibility.
Toss.
Big palm toss there.
Drop it, you got everybody in here, oh my god.
A little bit of hip hop.
There you go.
Very popping, they're getting popping. There's lots of energy here. Everyone's picking up, they're keeping the energy up.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, and another palm toss to end the routine. A very strong finish from the junior palm squad of Tommy Douglas.
Great job, ladies. Great job.
And it's hard. I think the crowd is getting a little bit tired as the competition wears on. People are getting a little bit sore, but they got that energy up. They have everyone cheering along with them. See that lift once again. Really strong. Back into the dance.
All right, now it's time for a special performance from the U of S cheer team.
The U of S cheer team.
All right, and this is our last
This should be
demo
pretty
of the day.
good.
This is going to be exciting. They just came from nationals in Ontario, I think Toronto, and they had a top 5 finish there, which is nice to hear.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's great to see.
Really interesting routine. And it's great that the U of S athletes can come out and kind of show these girls what's out there, like where the possibilities go. It doesn't have to stop out of after high school. You
You're
can
right.
keep going with it, cheering for your team.
Through university, and they have a great cheer
It's a really strong
team as
program
well.
there. And most of those U of S athletes started here at BRIT competition or other cheerleading competition. Like it's a very attainable goal for these girls, and they're doing some pretty cool stuff. So it's very exciting.
You're right. It must be nice for them to come back and see, you know, what the younger generations are doing, and you know, almost maybe be a mentor to some of them here.
Exactly. I think we have some music playing again.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. So I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head.
One thing that I find really interesting about the BRIT cheerleading competition is that we actually get these demo teams. So at a traditional cheerleading or pom competition, it would just be athletes competing straight through, and the judges would be scoring, moving on, scoring, and you would go to your award ceremony at a later time. But for BRIT, where we have the award ceremony just right at the end of the competition, we have those demo periods in there, so the judges get some time, they can write down their thoughts, and we've actually had 5 or 6 teams come out since the last competing team, so that the judges have some time to tabulate scores, get it together, make their final decisions. It's a very smoothly run competition, and it keeps the tournament going. It's really great.
The words to the school song are up behind me here on this panel.
All right, well, I think we are going to throw it to a quick break, and we'll be right back, so stay tuned.
So, what is love? Love is being independent.
Love is dancing.
At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. If you know a child that needs help, please call or go online today.
I'm not special. Cancer happens to people all the time. I take 1 mile at a time, 26 miles a day. I want to set an example that'll never be forgotten. Sometimes, it feels endless. But the pain I feel is nothing. I've seen little kids in so much pain. Somewhere, the hurting must stop.
Terry Fox ran more than halfway across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Every year, millions of people around the world continue the marathon of hope in his name.
Hey.
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 Hey. Hey, hey, hey.
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 Hey, looks like you have time. Take a 2-minute test and find out your risk of getting type 2 diabetes.
All right, and we are back. 2016 BRIT Pom and cheerleading competition. What an event it's been so far. You can see the U of S cheer team is getting ready on the mat right now. Oh, we should turn it over to them.
Already showing off.
They're already showing off, that's right. We were just discussing how great it is to see the U of S team here, really being a mentor to the younger generations, all the way down to the little pearls and granites, the Warman cheerleaders. It's great to see that it really, this is quite a large team, and it's a university team, so it's great to see that you can keep this passion going as long as you possibly can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
showing off some very high baskets.
Goodness,
Yeah.
that was
some
impressive.
layouts. Some of them are actually doing a full twist as well.
Oh my gosh, look how
such a high toss back there.
Hit the ceiling on that one.
Raised the little curtain there.
That was impressive. Wow. They really get up in the air.
Throwing hard, throwing high. Now they're lined up. I think they're going to show off a little bit of their routine. Like the All-Stars, they don't normally compete on a hard floor like this, so I'm not sure if they'll be showing off a lot of their tumbling skills. Oh no, we're still seeing some back handsprings and some tucks in there. The high flying stunts. Very fast-paced routine. Into their jumps, some of them ending with a tuck, and now they're already out of it. Very clean.
Wow, look at those tumbles in the air.
Crazy.
Oh, that is not
definitely
easy to
a
do.
national caliber team.
Yes. Woo!
Ooh, some moving tosses. They're going from group to group. That's scary.
They are going for it.
Tumbling in the front, and we're setting up for, this is called a 2-2-1 pyramid in the back. So
nice
it's
big pyramid.
Like a partner stunt, but the guy is actually standing on some bases as well. Kind of like those TV pyramids you see that you didn't think were possible, but they're making it happen. Very strong pull-ups.
Great air bass, good turn out
to
of
that
it.
front tuck down. Such an action-packed routine. They just go from stunt to stunt.
There we go. You can do it. There you go.
Showing off the flexibility. Very strong in the air as well. Some of the tops doubling down.
I like how they had, that's a lot of dynamics. There's a lot
tumbling
right
through the
crowd,
jumpers. Yeah. You gotta really trust yourself and trust your teammates too that they're actually going to make it through and not stray off their path tumbling through.
Oh my gosh.
And there's that high toss once again. They got all the boys underneath her. And this team, I believe they train together as a team working on actual choreography and cheer skills 2 or 3 times a week. They have, and it's 2 times a week for that, I believe, an additional tumbling practice. And they also do team workouts So they'll go to a separate gym where it's just lifting weights, cardio, that kind of thing.
Okay,
and that,
so they work out together.
Yeah, so they work out together. They spend a lot of time together. It builds that trust, builds that team feel. It makes a culture among the team. And you can tell, to do stunts like these, you really need to trust your teammates. They're flipping over upside down, and it shows. It's a team that loves being together.
Woo!
Ending strong in those pyramids. A really great performance from the U of S cheerleading team.
That was a great performance by the U of S cheer team, really keeping that passion alive. You can see why they're such a great national team.
And this is actually practice for them. They are competing in Edmonton, I believe, later this month or maybe early February. So even though they went to nationals, their season doesn't quite stop at January either. They kind of keep going. So it's really exciting. Like, the sport just kind of never stops. There's some, like, football would be in the summer and basketball is in the winter, and cheerleading is just kind of year round. There's always something to do, something to train.
That's awesome. Well, it's been an exciting time here at the competition. So impressed by all of the performances here, and I believe the awards are coming up right now.
Yeah, award ceremony is starting. You may even see the athletes race to get in that center logo there.
All right. Oh yeah, all the crowds are coming out. Here's the moment everyone's been waiting for.
You can watch teams like to sit in, they'll even be in a formation while they're sitting in this huge clump. They'll be kind of make a little circle around themselves. They'll be holding hands, waiting to hear who has.
It is quite the community, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Quite the family.
Everyone just kind of clumps in. The athletes who know each other from other teams are talking to each other in here. It's kind of, everyone's already competed. They've put their routines out, and now
they've laid it all out on the mat,
sit back and
now
enjoy.
it's time to enjoy the hard work that they put into all these routines.
Taking the cake today.
You're right.
Because it is a competition. It's still competitive. As much as it is about having fun and improving as an athlete, they are here to win. They're competitive. They're just as competitive as the basketball players competing at the BRIT tournament.
Yes, you're right.
It's a fierce competition.
All right. Well, the crowds are just getting up, shaking it off a little bit. That was a solid group of performances. Actually, that's quite a list of groups.
Yeah, very strong, and there's a lot of different performances. We were seeing pom, cheer, some younger athletes, older athletes. Like, there was a lot for the crowd to watch. The nice thing about cheerleading.
They're starting.
So third place was Tommy Douglas Senior Pom Squad.
Third place, Tommy Douglas Senior Pom Squad.
In second place, the Centennial Chargers Pom.
Centennial taking
And that means
second.
that this year's BRIT Pom champions are the Bedford Road Red Hawks Pom team.
Bedford Road.
Congratulations to all the teams that competed. Great performances from everyone. Bedford, of course, taking the win this year.
Some of the senior athletes might even be shedding a tear.
There they go.
Yeah.
Well, they put so much hard work into these routines every year.
At this time,
it's really nice to be appreciated and recognized.
And it's nice when competitions are this close, because this competition today, Bedford was a very strong competitor, obviously. We saw from Tommy Douglas, from all the top three teams. It was a fight for the win there today.
It was a close competition. They all killed it. It was great.
Now standing up with the banner, those are seniors Emily Noon and Brogan Beechnor taking their prize.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending.
One thing that I find amazing about this competition before we quickly finish is how fast those mats actually got out of the way. They train those kids well. They
have a routine now for that as well. All right, well, that wraps up our coverage of the 2016 BRIT Pom in cheerleading competition. Thank you so much for joining us here on Shaw TV, and we hope to see you next year.